guys, what is going on? Blossom is back and welcome back to another Hot Wheels video. Now, in the last episode, I showcased my entire collection about 3 weeks into the hobby, and now I would like to give you an update of my entire Hot Wheels mainline collection and a little more than mainline 6 weeks into the hobby. So I have a very special case. This is inspired from all those Hot Wheel unboxing videos, those uncasing videos that I see online. I got a brand new one for you today. This is not your conventional D case. I like to call these the BL case for Blossom, and that is because this is a repurposed D case which I have used to house my entire collection. So without further ado, guys, let me show you my entire Hot Wheels collection from the main line and a little bit more than main line. I want to let you guys know that everything here has been hunted for the base price. If it's not been hunted and I did get it on resale, I will let you know which are the ones. So, can you see anything special over here? Yes, this is not a regular D case. I'm just recycling the box for my own collection and also for this video inspired by other unboxing videos I've seen online. So, let us begin with my collection, shall we? We're gonna start off right here with the 1973 Jeep J10. Huge fan of this car and a huge fan of this casting. I was not a fan of the previous colorway that came out in 2023, which was orange and it said Hot Wheels on the side. I think that this one's just a little bit cooler. I think the blue just fits a little better. Now, moving on to the next car in my collection. This is a brand new one. I got it earlier on this week, and this is indeed a 2018 Dodge Challenger SRT Demon. As you guys know, I'm a massive Dodge collector and a massive fan of Mopar. Got a bunch of loose Dodges on the side over here. We got one 1969 Charger. We've got two 1969 Chargers. We've got three 1969 Chargers as well. This one is one of my absolute favorites. This one in purple. I have one from Mazdas as well. That's also really cool. Really like the casting on that. And I have two more over here. We have a green 1969 Charger and a brand new one to the collection. I got this recently from my girlfriend on my birthday. Another 1969 Charger. So I got a bunch of those Charger 500s. I got some RTs here and there as well, but most of those ones are loose and also not recent in the collection. A lot of those cars are older cars from my childhood. So anyway, let us begin, or let us continue with the collection over here, the next three cars that we're going to be talking about. The first one here is a 1978 Dodge Lil Red Express truck. Got this one very recently as well. Obviously, you can get this from the 2024 B case or even the C case as well. Moving on from this is from what I believe is the J case from 2023, the Mitsubishi Pajero Evolution. I got really lucky. I started getting into this hobby just earlier last year in December, so about a month ago, and they were already releasing 2024 D cases and C cases here in Malaysia. But I got really lucky. I went into one of the Toys R Us's, and yes, they still exist here, and they were actually wanting to let go of their older stock, and they had a brand new J case. So you're gonna see some J case cars in here as well. Found this one on the pegs, a Mazda Repu. You saw this in the last update video that we got as well. And now we're gonna move on to the next list of cars. So over here, we have the 70 Chevelle SS Wagon. I love this one. It has the guaranteed for life tag on top. That is how you know that this is from the American market. Also with that factory sealed 2022 set. Looking forward to the pickup version. I believe it's the El Camino that's going to be the treasure hunt for this year. Next up is going to be once again under the case C and case B, 2015 Mazda MX-5 Miata. Not a huge fan of the color. I did buy this in hopes that I could trade it off, but I don't think that this is a very popular model. I've seen it sitting on the pegs many times here and there. Next up is going to be your 1962 Corvette. Huge fan of this one. This one came out in 2023 as well. Unfortunately, there's a little bit of a damage mark on the casing, but nonetheless, this is a really cool car. I really love to have it in my collection. Now, moving on to the next three cars, we have two Mazda RX-7s that you will be able to get from the 2024 B case as well as the 2024 E case. I'm a huge fan of the RX-7. I'm not a fan, however, of that police livery. I don't really like that. If they had a more basic model, I think that'd be really freaking cool. Next up is the Ford Escort RS200. I'm a huge fan of this casting. Unfortunately, I don't have the Super Treasure Hunt of this. However, I do have a loose version as well. So I have 2 of these Ford Escorts. Absolutely love them. For the most part, if you see that I have more than one of a car in the case, or if I have more than one of a car, it's because I want to keep one in the case and I want to keep one loose as well. So that's another one for the collection. So moving on to the next 3 cars. Ooh, we got some big ones here. We're going to start off with another birthday present from my girlfriend. This is a Mercedes-Benz 500E. Absolutely love this. I did not expect her to get this for me because she did get the main gift, which I will show you in a bit. So she got me the charger, which we saw over here from the mainline collection, right? Absolutely love that. Even has a factory defect on the grille. And on top of that, we have the Mercedes-Benz 500E, huge fan of Mercs, and I'm really happy to have this in my collection. I absolutely adore just the front printing and the back printing of the car. I think Mattel did a really, really good job with this. And of course, we have some massive heavy hitters. I have 2 Nissan Skyline GTR R33s. You did not see this in my video from 3 weeks ago, the last video basically. I found both of these within the last couple of weeks. Absolutely love these. One of the biggest things I have on my bucket list is to actually go and watch the Godzilla movie. I heard it's one of the best movies that have been released in 2023. Unfortunately, it isn't released here yet. But if you have the chance, go and check it out. I love the casting. I love the artwork. I think this is really, really well done. What I think would have sealed the deal was printing on the front. Unfortunately, there aren't any headlight printings. I am a huge fan of those, but there are tail light printings, which is really, really cool. So I have 2. I don't think I'll be trading any of these away, even though they can get a pretty decent price. They are selling for about $10 US right now, if you want to go check it out. But I'm going to be keeping them, one in the case and one outside the case. I'm a huge fan of those Nissans. Now, moving on to the next part of my collection, I want to make sure that I'm getting just the 3 cars over here. We're going to start off with one of many 89 Mercedes 560 SECs. This was the cream of the crop, my absolute favorite car from the previous Hot Wheel video, and I'll be showcasing this later as well. The main reason why I got into this hobby was because I wanted to collect the Super Treasure Hunt from the D case, which is indeed the 89 Mercedes-Benz 560 SEC. Once again, it's got printing on the front, on the headlights, as well as the star, and of course, printing in the rear as well. Absolutely love this. Now, moving on, like I said, we had a brand new J case, and I managed to pick up 2 82 Toyota Supras. Absolutely love this casting as well. It's, I think, a love or a hate relationship. I've seen a lot of people say that they dislike this casting, and then I've seen a lot of people love this casting. Now, I'm a huge fan of cars from the 70s, the 60s, and the 80s, and this one is no exception. I got 2 in my collection. One is going to be outside the case, and one is going to be kept inside the case as well. So, absolutely love that. Fine. I did not, however, get a Super Treasure Hunt from that brand new J case. Now, next one, my absolute favorites, 3 of a kind. So we have the 560 SEC, the 2 from 2023, one in black, one in silver, and of course we have the 2024 model that came in red once again. Yes, this is a second 560 SEC, and you'll be seeing a lot more from where that came from. Now, up to this point, every single car that I've showed you has been bought for base price. However, like I said, I got into the collection a little late. And these cars were released last year when I was not collecting Hot Wheels. So unfortunately, I did have to pay a higher price for these 2. Now, to give you guys just a nice little ballpark on how much I paid, basically 2-3 times more. Here in Malaysia, a Hot Wheel goes for about $9.90, right? So $9.90 for a base Hot Wheel. I bought this one for $25, and I bought this for 30. So give or take, this is about $5 US, and this is about $6 US as well. That being said though, I did make a profit from buying these cars because I did trade in some sense. I will tell you about the trade on how I got these two Mercs in a very little bit, but I'm a huge fan of that. Obviously one of my favorite cars in my collection. Next up, we have some American classics in the next three cars over here. We have, once again, one in the case and one out the case, or one that will be out of the case. It is indeed my Ford GT40s. Got two of these in the collection, absolutely adore them. I love this casting. I know there's another one coming out in 2024 in a future case, but I do believe that that one's going to be yellow. Not a fan of the yellow version, so really happy to get two of these. Love the casting on that bad boy. Now, moving on is going to be my 72 Stingray convertible. Actually, it's not my 72 Stingray convertible. This is actually my girlfriend's, but I'm holding it in my collection as well, as I did 3 weeks ago. So absolutely love that. Now, moving on to the last 6 cars before we go into the second tier, we're going to start off with the custom 68 Camaro. Huge fan of this casting, guys. And of course, I have two. One is outside of the case, as you can see over here. Absolutely love this casting. I'm still new to the game. I don't know how to hold this without blocking the entire car. So love that. And then we have one in the casing as well. So welcome to the collection. Now, more cards from that J case that I hoarded out. We have the Pagani Zonda R. I'm a huge fan of Pagani. We'll see a bunch of those in a bit. I'm actually going to leave that over there. And then we have the Lamborghini Sian. I do really enjoy this casting. As always, once again, it's got a printing or painting on the front as well as on those tail lights. Absolutely love how that looks, also with a car plate on it. Now, moving on to the Pagani collection. Loving this. I have 3 Paganis Zonda Rs from D-Case. You can also find them in E-Case when that comes out, to add into the collection with my Pagani Zonda R from 2023. Let me know down in the comments below if you prefer the blue variant or the red variant. I believe that the 2024 version is sporting the brand new wheels from Mattel, these new sport rims, which I think are really, really cool. I'm a huge fan of the 2024 version. I am a huge fan of the color red, and I think it goes really well with those gold rims. Anyway, that is the first layer done and dusted. Let's remove the second layer right here, and let's see if you can recognize anything in this collection as well. So, where do we begin? This one is completely full. Ooh, that was not nice. Okay, so let us start with the Dodge Viper RT10. There you go. Unfortunately, this one has a little bit of a dent in the casing over there. I hope that wasn't from the fall that literally just happened. But I do have one that is loose, and I have one that is in the casing. So absolutely love that in the collection. Obviously, as I said earlier, I am a Mopar guy. Now, moving on to the next two, we have my Alfa Romeos, the one that started it all, the Alfa Romeo GT V6. Freaking love this casting. Then we have the one from D-Case that came out very recently. Actually, if you're watching anywhere else in the world besides Malaysia, this case is not out yet. But we are now moving on to E-Case here in Malaysia. Not as nice, I would say, as the 2023 variant, and I think the main reason for that are the wheels. I absolutely love those rims, but unfortunately they were not applied onto the 2024 variant as well, but it still is a very beautiful casting. Now, moving on to the next 3 cars in my collection, I think this one may not excite most collectors, but I am a huge Charger fan. So we have 2 ICE Chargers from the Fate and the Furious, and then on top of that we have the DeLorean in hover mode as well. They made a Super Treasure Hunt version of this a couple of years back, but obviously I wasn't in the collection, wasn't in the collecting game at the time. So yeah, absolutely love those ICE Chargers because you know me, I am a Mopar guy. Now, moving on, we have my collections of Audis. We have another Mitsubishi Pajero Evolution. Now, I have 2 of these, one for in the casing and one out the casing, usually when I have two cars. This one, however, is not mine. I'm holding it for a friend. This is hers. She used to drive a Pajero, I keep saying it wrongly, sorry, a Pajero back in Australia, and yeah, that's a really cool one. So really looking forward to this. It's a really cool casting, and they're releasing a super treasure hunt version of this, I believe in the J case of this year. Unfortunately, I'm not a huge fan of the color, that sunburst orange or whatever you want to call it. Now, next up, we have a pair of 87 Audi Quattros. Also looking forward for, I believe, the case H, I think it is, super treasure hunt of the Audi Quattro 90. Absolutely love this in the collection. One for the casing and one outside of the casing as well. Now, moving on to the next three cars that I want to talk about. This should be the rest of the Audis as well as a Shelby. Let me make sure that I'm getting that out properly. We have JK's boys. We have the 84 Mustang SVO. Huge fan of this. No painting or no printing on the front or the back, unfortunately, but this is a very heavy car. Like, out of all of the castings, this is a chunky casting. Absolutely love that. Welcome to the collection. Now, moving on with the Audis, we have an 84 Audi Sport Quattro. Huge fan of this as well. I don't know if they made a variant for this in white. I feel like that would be a bit more accurate, but I am a huge fan. Printing on the front as well. Very, very beautiful. A very good looking car indeed. Moving on from a J case from last year as well, we have the Audi RS6 Avant. Freaking love this. As you can see, there is printing on the back and on the front with the plates and the logo. Absolutely love this. If there was more than one, I would have bought two, one for inside the casing and one outside the casing. Actually, this reminds me of another RS6 model that I have from Matchbox. I know that they're both under Mattel. It is very, very similar. I love the quality in this. I just wish the color was a little bit different. Maybe red. I don't know. I'm biased towards red. Red is my favorite color after all. Now, moving on to the next three cars in my collection, we've got the trucks and the super treasure hunt. No, the regular treasure hunt, sorry. So we have two Rams over here. This is the 2024 A and B case. And then we have the 2024 D and E case. So these two are very similar. We have a 23 Ram 1500 and we have a 2020 Ram 1500. Absolutely love those, but you saw that in the most recent Hot Wheels video, the one that I posted before this. Next we have the D case regular treasure hunt. As you know, I have one outside of the casing and I have one inside the casing as well. I've been very lucky throughout my entire collection period. I have basically ransacked about, I want to say, like 6 or 7 D cases in search of my Holy Grail, which is indeed the Super Treasure Hunt Mercedes 560 SEC. Now, moving on, we have another 3 set of cars. We have 2 Honda Civic Customs, one for in the casing and one outside the casing. I do like this, although I'm not a fan of the color yellow. I think this fits very, very well. So that's on D case. You can see this in E case as well when that releases in stores near you. Then we have, from what I believe is not the Q case, it was the Q case for a different variant, the green one. This one, probably, maybe even the Q case of 2021. I did not get this for market price. I got this from a collector store. They were selling it super cheap. A regular price of a Hot Wheels here is $9.90, and I got this for only $12. So that was pretty nice. That's about less than $3. So yeah, I thought this was a really, really good find. It's got printing once again on the back as well as some pretty nice chrome in the front. Love this casting so much. I would love the super treasure hunt of that one, to be honest. I know that there is one in green. Now, moving on. Oh yes, we've got even more, man. I got 3 right here. Like I said, I have ransacked about 7 or 8 D cases, and every single one I am going to get the 560 SEC AMG. So as you can see, I have 5 in the entire collection from the 2024 model range. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Absolutely love that. And of course, we have the black and silver variants, which I had to pick up for a resale price from a collector store. So yeah, absolutely love that in the collection, and it's not over yet. We've got 3 more cars. Actually, I gotta move my Mercs on the top over here, make sure that they're not taking too much space so I can move up the flaps. We got my Porsche collection. Yes, I'm a massive Porsche guy. So we're gonna start off with the B and C case from 2024. Yes, you saw this in the previous episode, 911 Carrera RS. Moving on, we have the Porsche 911 GT3. This is my favorite car from the J case, and I was super stoked to have found this. It's got printing on the back, that beautiful 992 tail light, as well as some hollowed out headlights in the front. One of my favorite castings from 2023. Really, really nice to see that in the collection. And of course, I did not get this for market value. I got it from the same guy that was selling that Volvo that we saw earlier. And again, got this for just under $3, so about 12 Malaysian dollars. So yeah, Porsche 935, huge fan of this. Obviously, it is the mainline, the regular version, and not the super treasure hunt. Now, moving on to the next 3 cars, we've got Honda Civics, 3 of them. Now, here's an interesting thing. I used to own 8 of these, but I sold 5 of them for about $25 US, about 22 US dollars, and I used half of that money to purchase these 2. So yes, technically I like to think that I bought these cars for base price, because I basically traded them off. So yeah, I had 5 of these, 8 of these. I sold 5 of them for double the price. And I used that money to buy these 2 Mercs, and obviously I had some pocket change on the side for basically gas money. So yeah, I got 3 of those Hondas. As you guys know, I'm not a huge JDM fan, so I'm more than happy to trade or sell the JDM cars away in my collection. Obviously, I'm a Mopar guy, and I also like my European cars. Moving on to a bunch of Civics that I don't really care about. Over here, we have the Honda Civic Custom from the J case. This is like the modded drag spec version. And then we have 2. Now, honestly, I actually really like this casting, so I'm going to be keeping these unless I get a really good offer for them. But I am a huge fan of this casting, to be honest. It reminds me of Boost from Cars. This was from the B and the C case from the 2024 lineup on the Honda Civic Si. So loving that, loving the carbon fiber print on those cars as well. Just a couple more cars to go over here. We're gonna start off with a pair of Nissan Skyline KDR 30s. 2 of these, one in the casing and one outside the casing. I am a fan of Nissan Corn. You can be proud. Once again, from the same case as the Honda that we saw earlier. You can get this from the B case as well as the C case. And last but not least, we have the 1969 Shelby GT500. Once again, the regular version and not the super treasure hunt. A man can dream. A man can dream. Now, the last 3 cars in the box before I show you the heavy hitters. Over here, we have the Ranger Raptor from the C case and the B case of 2024. We have a BMW 507. This is the regular version, not the super treasure hunt. And of course, last but not least, we have the Corvette Z06. Absolutely love that. Also, I believe from H case of 2023, but we're not done just yet. Obviously, you guys remembered from my first ever Hot Wheels video, I started the month within my first week of collection with my first ever super treasure hunt. This is the KC BMW 507. I have this in the regular casing or regular protective casing, and it looks really, really nice. Now, next up, this one is absolutely massive. I did it. I did find it, and as you can see, it is indeed the Super Treasure Hunt version from KSD, the Mercedes 560 SEC. I have it in what I like to call bulletproof casing. My friend that owns the Mitsubishi Pajero actually got me this casing on my birthday, so shout out to Amy for that. Love this! And yeah, this is the car that got me into collecting, and probably the car that will get me out from the collection game as well. I gotta say, man, I worked really hard to find this, but it was pretty stressful going to just about every toy store in the city and finding as many boxes as I could. There were ups, there were downs. I found some boxes that were already ransacked. I found some boxes that were completely new. I made some new friends. But finally, after about 6 or 7 untouched D cases, I found the Super Treasure Hunt. And yeah, absolutely freaking love this. Still looking for a name. I would love to name him. It's going to be a him because my current Mercedes, Matilda, she's a girl, so I might as well go for a different gender in that one. And last but not least, my absolute favorite car in my collection. I got this from my girlfriend on my birthday. This is indeed a 1969 Charger RT. Yes, it is the Red Line Club variant. Loving it with the moving parts. You can see that Elephant 1000 horsepower engine sitting inside, and I absolutely love it. It also has that Elephant logo on the back as opposed to the regular Hellcat logo. Obviously the Hellcats didn't exist back in 1969, but I absolutely freaking love this. My absolute favorite, the Chargers, the mother of all Chargers to add with my 1969 Charger collection. So yeah, out of everything that you saw over here, as you can see, these are my two main jewels. We have the Super Treasure Hunt Mercedes 560 SEC, as well as the Redline Club 1969 Dodge Charger. Absolutely freaking love that. But anyway, guys, that's going to be my entire Hot Wheels collection. Let me know down in the comments below if you want to see more Hot Wheel videos. I'm going to be slowing down my collection for at least a couple of months because I'm not a huge fan of Case E, which is slowly releasing in Malaysia right now. The Super Treasure Hunt is just it's disgusting. So yeah, I don't even want to go for that. And obviously, like, the best things about Case E, in my opinion, are basically all the cars from Case D, and I have all of them already. But anyway, guys, that's going to be it for today. Let me know down in the comments below what you think about my entire collection from about 6 weeks. Anyway, I hope you guys have a great day. Stay safe, wash your hands, and blossom out. Peace.
Bro, this song just makes me so happy.
Me too.
Imagine being Asian in the 50s, looking nifty, leather jacket, looking sleek, look like Presley, look so deadly, got a jukebox back at home, feeling jazzy, turn it on and play it slow, like the movies with the ladies.
They so fine.
Imagine being Asian in the 50s, looking nifty, leather jacket, looking sleek, look like Presley, look so deadly, got a jukebox back at home, feeling jazzy, turn it on and play it slow, like the movies with the ladies.
They so fine.
Sit back, relax in my Bonneville Pontiac. Hold